Good afternoon, all my follow your brushers and anyone else who's watching. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. I'm working on a little sketch today. This is my Perfect Signature Sketchbook, the Perfect Sketchbook by Etcher, limited edition that I bought in 2021. The pages are Fabriano Artistico, and you can see they have the deckled edges, and they're just really delightful. Handle the water well, lifting, etc., etc. And today I'm going to work in my, you can see I've already started, but I'm working with my A Gallo paints from Assisi, Italy. And these are kind of pricey, well, very pricey. They're handmade and they only sell them once a month. And then they restock, make some more, restock, refill, and then got another sale. I think they have a sale coming up this Sunday, actually. They usually sold out quite quickly. Like I say, they're handmade and they're made from traditional recipe. It says of rock pigments, gum arabic, local honey, and rosemary essential oil. So they wet very easily because they were freshly poured and then allowed to dry, so that when you get them, they're basically react like tube paints that perhaps you already had poured. Using my Levinson brush. I don't normally sketch ahead of time, but I was looking out my window and I have a beautiful milkweed patch of flowers that are coming up there on my deck outside my window. So I wet this page first with my Princeton Neptune 3/4 inch flat and put a little background in of just a light, very, very light blue. Actually, I was using the pigment water from the other night and picking up the pigment that was on the bottom, so it's a very light background. And then I did add some of the green. And now I want to try to go in with some details for the flowers. So that's why I'm switching over to my Levinson, because it has such a beautiful fine point, and I can do that. So it's now totally dry, so I'm going back in over this, and these flowers that I have are kind of a yellowy orange. I'm going to carefully go in here. They're flat on the bottom, and then they're like a bunch of little tiny buds. And that's what the butterflies like. Yesterday we had a monarch actually out there. So that was really fun to see. And so I'm going to go in here and just kind of add some of these little flowers that are coming up. And I see this out my window every morning, every day. So it's makes for a nice view. Gonna add a little bit more up here. I'm not going in for every little petal because that's not really necessary. It's just to get the shape. Like I say, they're flat on the bottom, and then they kind of go around, kind of like an umbrella type shape. So that's what we're gonna do here. I know the pencil lines are still showing through, but that's okay for now. That's just what I'm doing, and give me a guide. And perhaps as we continue painting, they'll get covered up. You see there's another little tiny one down here. So this is I saw all the butterflies out there and could not figure out what the plant was. I thought, wow, this is attracting a lot of butterflies, which I thought was really cool. But I didn't realize until I looked the plant up that it actually was milkweed. So that's what the butterflies like. So that was a plus for me. So I'm sure we must have planted it at some time or another, not even realizing it. Okay, I'm gonna do another little bud here. Now for the stems, I'm gonna go for I've got a couple greens on here. This is a sap green. It has long stems. And so we're just kind of hint at those. And the leaves actually don't especially line up side by side as they often do in other plants. Oops, I missed a flower. Go back and get that in a minute. And some of these leaves actually look a little flat. So I'll try to characterize them as such. I really like this paint. It's just smooth and beautiful, and it's a joy to work with. I really enjoy working with this. Let's do some grass down there. Actually, this is not in the grass, it's in pots on my porch. So this is a gallow. I have several types of paints that I use often, and different brands. Just whatever my mood strikes me at the day. I do enjoy going in wet on wet, which I did earlier, but now it's dry. So now it's just going on the dry paper. When I'm in my sketchbook, I like to, it's not as large, obviously, as if I were on a piece of paper. It's 140-pound cotton. And as I was saying before, you always want to try to get the 140-pound cotton, or you're going to be disappointed in your results. It just aren't going to get the same results using something else. All right, I'm kind of going outside of the lines, which is what we do, right? We go outside the lines. When I was in the 3rd grade, I still remember it vividly. I was doing a coloring page of a teddy bear. I can still see it in my mind. And I decided that my teddy bear needed a nice blue sky behind him. And so I gave him one. And my teacher was so angry with me. She said, "Who told you you could paint out a color outside the lines?" That was not in part of the instructions. And she told me, never do that again. So what I do now is I take every advantage that I can coloring outside the lines or painting outside the lines. What a terrible thing to tell a child not to do that. You know, we have to watch our words, don't we? What we say to people to encourage or discourage them. So, fortunately, I had other people that encouraged me along the way. And, so, one thing I enjoy about watercolor is watercolor will just go outside the lines whether you want it to or not. So really doesn't give you much of a choice. It's just going to do what you want, what it wants to do. And I really like that. I do like doing wet on wet, dropping in my paint first. I mean my water first, sorry about that. And then letting it do what it wants to do. And watching it spread. That, to me, that's a real joy. There's a lot of leaves. This is a very leafy plant. We had a lot of rain, and the flowers all seemed to get knocked off with the rain, and I was concerned about that for my butterflies. But sure enough, they came back. The flowers came back and the butterflies came back. So I'm not going to put a butterfly in this though. I'm just going to do my plants. I'm liking that. This dries a little. I'll go back in with some more of the yellow to give it some softness there. Okay, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to do a little bit more of the, just a touch of, this is vermilion red, just a little bit on the bottoms. Because these are not just yellow, they are kind of an orangey color. Might have a little bit too much on that one, but it'll dry. It always dries lighter. See, they're flat on the bottom. A little water in there, let them run a little bit. That's my project today. I just wanted to share something. I haven't shared anything in a few days. So this is my milkweed from my yard that I see out my window. And then I can watch the butterflies as they come flittering by, which is really fun. Yesterday I actually had a monarch. And that's always fun to see the monarchs come by. A little tiny bit up there. So this actually isn't taking me long. It's just a quick little study and project of my pretty flowers out there. I thought I had missed another flower somewhere, but I don't see where it was now. I think I can go back and add a little bit more green, which I'm going to do. And then I'm going to call this done instead of belaboring it and doing too much, which I'm also prone to do. Get carried away and then don't stop when I need to. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and give it a try. If you have a sketchbook or some watercolors or whatever your medium is that you enjoy. Let's experiment today and have some fun with this and see what you can do. That's all for now. I'm gonna finish. Oops, I need a stem here. That's what I was missing. This didn't have a stem. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and have a great one. Bye.